Welcome to the Crystal Self-Healer Podcast. I'm Carissa Weaver. On this podcast, we blend the magic of crystals with the science of psychology to help you break free from chaos, ditch the overwhelm, and master your emotions so you can have more energy, get more done, and feel better every day. Get ready to unlock your intuition and restore your true power as we cover how you can transform your life using crystals and self-awareness. Are you ready to get started? All right, let's go. So many of you are experiencing big feelings right now, and those feelings happen to be on opposite ends of the spectrum. Some are feeling the depths of despair. Others are absolutely elated. When circumstances like this occur, where people are faced with change, one skill that will help everyone is the ability to handle big emotions. What I often see happen is that the people who are celebrating, and rightfully so, alienate those who lost. And those who are lost in their height of sensitivity feel more isolated and attacked. Notice where you find yourself emotionally right now. Do you feel more in alignment with celebration or with sensitivity? Regardless of whether you're on what we call the winning team or the losing team, this episode is for you because we are going to talk about how we can bridge the gap and heal to move forward. You may notice that you often look at the world and sort it into groups and categories. It's what our brains do. It's how our brains sort and filter what we see, hear, and experience. We are often quick in jumping to conclusions and assigning right or wrong, good or bad as labels. But the world is more than this two-sided binary choice. We're often blindly following rules that we know from our formative years, and we don't really take the time to examine them to see if they truly fit how we see the world today. We buy into and fight for issues. We narrow our focus the more we go down the path. When either of the sides takes on an I win, you lose, you can go suck it mentality, that's when everyone loses. Ask yourself, have you ever felt this win or lose mentality coming up for you? It creates divided communities, fractured families, and an inability to seek common ground. I find it amazing when people hold a blanket rule that they won't talk politics or religion with others. It befuddles me that for whatever reason, a choice is being made to stand so resolute in beliefs that no opportunity is given to explore where common ground could be found, where mutual agreement could form, or even growth and learning could occur. This habitual behavior, this belief in the binary choice, doesn't allow space for nuance, exploration, or understanding. It doesn't invite in opportunities to listen, create connection with the people around us, or foster opportunities to learn. This kind of thinking convinces you that you need to pick sides, which may impede your own emotional healing in times of change. Binary thinking encourages us to surround ourselves with people who mirror our beliefs, making it harder to accept differing opinions. It allows for tribalism to take hold as we seek out more and more people who align with us and our thoughts. And we miss opportunities to expand outside of what we know or what we've experienced. We cast blame. We point fingers. We shame those we feel are against us. We often see those we disagree with as enemies, and this affects how we interact with them, even in everyday situations. We forget that even those who sit on a winning side could be hurting too. We forget that those who sit on the losing side could be right too. We allow grudges to form and take root. Grudges don't just live in us, they can be passed down through generations, affecting how we view the world and interact with others. Grudges, whether personal or generational, don't just affect our thoughts, they weigh heavily on our emotions and energy. Holding on to grudges keeps us emotionally tied to the past, affecting our relationships and mental well-being. The pain and anger of the past can shape our actions and decisions today, even if we aren't fully aware of it. I have family members who, in previous generations, were very involved in politics and the upheaval of their homeland. When a new regime came in that they were not in alignment with, they lost all of their possessions and belongings except for what they could take with them when they were being evacuated. They were standing firm in their beliefs and advocating for what they wanted their country to look like, but the incoming power, of which they were a part, did not favor their nuanced position, and they were forced to immigrate. As the descendant of these brave people, I could hold a grudge against the events that happened, seek retribution, fight against the new regime, and take steps to reclaim whatever property was lost. Generational pain can be difficult to release, but if we don't let go, we risk being stuck in the past, unable to move forward. At what point do you choose to stop paying forward the grudges held from the past? Reflect on how you may cast blame, point fingers, or even shame those you see as being against you. Think about any grudges you may hold. Are they affecting your thoughts, weighing on your emotions, or draining your energy? At what point do you choose to heal and move forward? Healing isn't about forgetting the past, but about deciding today to release its hold on your future. The first step is for you to recognize that there are other possible perspectives that could exist or even be true. I know that we are comfortable with the thoughts and perspectives we hold. That's what gets us here. One tool I use with my clients involves a wheel, where the center of the wheel is the circumstance or issue that is being looked at. Around that wheel are different perspectives, some that are similar to ours and some that are polar opposites. Every perspective, thought, or idea about this circumstance exists as a spoke around the wheel, and they all exist just as the one where you may find yourself looking at the circumstance from exists. This step is about creating grounded awareness that there are other perspectives, other ways to see the world that may not match with your idealized or usual way of looking at the world. The second step is to recognize that there could be validity in the other position or perspective. This isn't the time to start pulling out all the evidence you have come across or used that helped you form your position. This is about you learning to honor the fact that another perspective exists. Think of it in terms of paint colors. You may have determined that a specific color is the best color for you to paint your house. This position in and of itself doesn't make all other paint colors invalid or cause them to disappear. They still exist. Some you're going to like better than others. Some you will dismiss and not like, but they are all still valid colors. And just like paint colors, valid thoughts don't always get to be implemented. And here is one place where big emotions get stirred when we find ourselves stuck in tribalism or holding a grudge. This step is about you starting to dismantle the hold that your binary thinking has created, to allow yourself to see that the world is more gray than black and white. The third step is to get curious about this other perspective to see where this validity of position is. When we allow ourselves to get curious, we can then look at the rules we've been allowing to dictate and shape our lives. We can question whether we truly stand for those things, or gently question whether we have been swept up in generational thinking or grudges that do not hold up in the lives we are living. And then we can inquire whether we want to continue advocating and championing those positions, or whether we want to adjust them to fit within our modern lives. For you, this isn't about rolling over and just taking it. It's also not about shoving the winning perspective down the throats of others, because they are simply perspectives, part of the 360-degree way to view the situation or circumstance. This shift is about helping you find compassion for perspectives outside the realm of your usual worldview. It is about focusing on what is important, coming back to the divine humanity that is each and every one of us. Learning to see and understand that there is more than just what we see from our one angle of looking at the world. For those of you who feel like you've lost, it's not over. The world is not ending. For those of you who feel like you've won, revel in your moment to celebrate and then find ways to invite in humility, to exercise compassion, and strive to remember that there is validity in the perspective held by the other side. At the end of the day, whether your guy won or lost, there are grievances on both sides. Issues that you may feel strongly for or strongly against. This is binary thinking at work. Having passion and conviction is great. It's when we use this passion and conviction to separate and divide instead of bridges that build community that we descend into tribalism and grudges. I think so many of us dream of leaving the world better than we experience it today. And once we can strip away the hurt, the fear, the pain, the grudge, we can actually start to see more opportunities, more common ground for us to come together and build that future we dream of together. I want to offer lepidolite as a crystal to work with here when you are faced with the emotional extremes of change and upheaval. Lepidolite is an incredibly calming crystal, so when you feel yourself caught between two opposing emotional extremes, it will help you stabilize those fluctuating feelings. This can help you shift away from binary thinking and embrace a more balanced view, creating space for healing and emotional flexibility. Lepidolite helps break old emotional patterns that may be passed down through generations. Lepidolite supports emotional release so you can let go of the weight of the past grudges or unresolved family trauma that no longer serves you. Lepidolite promotes self-compassion, which is integral when you are questioning and shifting perspectives. Lepidolite will help you approach this shift with curiosity and care, ensuring that you're not too hard on yourself as you go through this process of emotional healing. And as you work through and examine old beliefs and heal emotional wounds, lepidolite will guide and support you in moving toward a clearer and more balanced mindset. It will help you process difficult emotions, allowing you to gain new insights into why you feel certain ways and what actions you can take to release limiting beliefs. This will help you see behind the binary and make room for new possibilities. There is a way to break the cycle, and it starts with recognizing the power you have to heal, even the oldest wounds. If you're ready to take this step, I invite you to join the Crystal Self Healer Members Portal. Each month, we come together for collective crystal healing sessions that align with themes like letting go of old grudges, finding peace in life's gray areas, and moving forward with clarity and compassion. You'll also get workbooks and worksheets to guide you in identifying and shifting beliefs that might be holding you back, tools you can use to dig into the generational or personal pain we've talked about today. Plus, for those moments you need a little extra support, you get access to one-to-one guidance, to help you work through whatever is coming up for you. The Crystal Self-Healer Members Portal is here to help you shift at your own pace, giving you the tools and resources to create lasting change. So if you're ready to dive in and get that deeper healing, head over to my website at 3charmedgems.com or use the link in the show notes and join today. I'd love to see you there. Today's episode has been brought to you by Lepidolite and Binary Thinking. May we all heal from the past, release binary thinking, leaving behind patterns that no longer serve us. Blessed be, my friends. All right, my friends, that wraps up this week's episode. Thank you for joining me here today on the Crystal Self-Healer podcast. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, leave a review, and take the What Crystal is Best for You quiz linked in the show notes. Join me again next week as we continue to demystify crystals, how your brain works, and how you can use them so you can have more energy, get more done, and feel better every day.